space between those two main points is the gray space. All right, so what we have here, power distribution system, HV, MV, LV, bus bar, ATS, automatic switch, UPS, uninterrupted power supply, chiller, crack, chilled water pipes, etc., the cooling infrastructure, fire suppression system, clean agent, detection, the alarm panel, the integration between these different systems, generator system, generator set, fuel tank, exhaust panel on their side, BMS, building management system, controller, sensor, etc., ELV and security, CCTV, access control, structural cabling. These all, and maybe more that we did not mention here totally, is the gray space. So everything between the main entry, power inlet, till the rack. We will go through and we'll see. There are main 6 pillars of the gray space, main umbrellas. What are these? Pillar 1 is the power, the HV side, whether it's inside your plot, if you're having your own substation, you are receiving the power in HV. Then the MV, the medium voltage, that is the first down step, or sorry, stepping down of the voltage that you receive. And the LV, switchgear. Switchgear, for those who have problem with some MEP terminology, is just a normal, like a standard, let's say, terminology, explain the panels inside. So whether it's RMU, LV, power modules, transformers, etc., we call it all switch gear. So they are switching between different levels of voltage. UPS, the uninterrupted power supply, the UPS is a battery, mainly it's a battery, it's a power bank, like assume it's a big power bank, saving the power. The main purpose of it, or the only maybe purpose of it, when you lose the power from your main, like source 1, usually it is your national grid source, until the failure scenario starting the generator, because there is a failure scenario. So you lose source 1, you should receive from source 2. So the generator, it takes time to wake up until you get the optimum and the stable output of the generator. Here, there are few seconds or milliseconds, depends on multi factors, but it's not zero. The time interval between when you lose the power until the generators wake up, start up, getting your standard or optimum output, there is, even if you don't feel it sometimes, or you feel just a blink in the light or something, that's for the IT is a big time, a long time, not big time, a long time. And here, if you don't manage to supply the power and keep those racks working continuously, you will have downtime. And this is your enemy in the data center, the biggest enemy in the data center. So this is the UPS in brief. Bus bar is or cabling system. If you use cable or bus bars. PDU, power distribution units. So this is the DB, the SMDB, etc., whatever around is distributing the power. ATS, the automatic transfer switch. This is words as just explained the national grid and the switch, the generator. ATS, automatic transfer switch. So it has a logic that when you receive power from source 1, output is source 1. When you lose source 1, you should turn on source 2. Meanwhile, you should receive the power from the UPS. So this is in a brief. I'm trying not to be technical. The technical guys here will see this very flat interpretation or explaining. I know, but I'm trying not to be technical here. So this is in brief the ATS. So this is the pillar of the power supply to make this facility works and running all the time. Second pillar is the cooling. Cooling. What is the purpose of the cooling? The cooling itself is not an end result. It's just a factor. What is the purpose of this pillar? Is to keep your data center within the optimum degree temperature. And it's not only heat. Sometimes you need to have some like you go below the optimum or the needed if you're working like in Alaska or Russia or Nordics. So this, but usually it's the cooling because you need to cool down the servers, cool down the servers, the racks, because what? It's generating a huge amount of